Well, folks, we gotta talk about the chef. The chef is not flipping anybody's flapjacks right now. It has just been in a vicious downtrend. And I want to explain in this video exactly what's going on with the chef and the chef's stock price and everything in regards to TTCF stock. As you guys know, this is one of my highest conviction plays in the market over the next several years in terms of risk reward. I think the risk is limited in the stock for me over the next 5 years. I think the reward potential for me over the next 5 years in this company is massive, right? But all that's fine and dandy. The fact is, I was buying the stock heavy at 20, at 19, at 18, at 17, at 16, at 15. And here today, the stock was in the 13s, right? The stock price. And so here we are in a situation where it's like I was buying at, much above these prices. And I was buying today as well in the 13s, right? But it's like, when's the pain end, right? It's at new 52-week low after new 52-week low. And we got to really talk about, and I got to explain the truth behind what is going on in this situation. I mean, you can pull up any chart of the Tattooed Chef, TTCF, and it looks bad, right? And to be fair, I mean, that goes for probably 60, 70% of the stocks in the market right now, right? Not so pretty, except for maybe some of the biggest of the big companies out there. And even some of those have got hit recently. PayPal's down nearly 50% year to date. But that's a whole other story, right? But look at the chef in the past 3 months. From 18 something to now, today, like I said, it was trading in the 13s. In the 13s on the stock. And people are like, what's next? Is the stock going to 10, 5, 4, 2, 1, 0? Like, well, what's going on here, okay? So I want to share some truth now about what's going on with the chef, okay? Let's get into this. The first part is, basically in the private stock group, we have a Discord chat, okay? And we have a category in there that's called TTCF product picks at stores, an opinion of taste. But everybody just goes to different grocery stores and just different stores in general and posts pictures of what's going on out there in the real world, right? Which I think is very important to separate the real world from the stock market world. Because the fact is the stock market world is like this little make-believe world that goes on, right? And prices can go everywhere. Literally everywhere, right? Up, down, all around to insane levels. You're like, how is this stock trading at this price? This is ridiculous. To other levels on the downside where it's like, I can't even believe blah, blah, blah stock is trading at this price. Like, this is absolutely insane, right? And so in there, it's very important we kind of stay in the real world and figure out what's kind of going on here. And so here's what we're seeing, right? Somebody posted this from a Fort Myers, Florida Target. And what we're going to see, this is what is going to play out in Targets nationwide over the coming months, okay? So the first picture they post is a couple pizza products that are now in the pizza section of their Target there in Fort Myers, Florida, right? And so good, cool. You got a couple Tattooed Chef pizzas there. All right, good. I hope there's more than that, right? Well, yeah, there's another section there, right? And look at the display. The Tattooed Chef cauliflower pizza bowls all across the row there. Enchilada bowls all across the world there. By the way, Target is viewed right now as the hottest and the best, most well-run retailer in the world. Keep that in mind. And that's not me just saying that. That's the stock market. That's their view of Target. And you look at the numbers Target's posted over the last few years. Look at the sales numbers out of Target the last few years. Look at the stock price of Target the last few years. And you're going to find Target is, they're the creme de la creme. Just flat out. They got it over everybody right now, the way they're running that company. So this company knows what they're doing, right? Enchilada bowls across the board, plant-based burrito bowls across the board, cauliflower pizza bowls across the board, and then more pizzas down here, right? Great. So that's great, right? And so we assume that's got to be it, right? Which is awesome. I mean, think about this. Tattooed Chef 2 years ago, Tattooed Chef wasn't even in Target. Now all of a sudden they got, those displays. That's beautiful. What if I told you that wasn't all they got now? Okay? Look at this. There's a whole other section here. I mean, what? Okay, a whole other section? Look at this. Then we got these items as well in the Target store, right? Which are kind of like more family meals. 2 whole rows of family meals there. I mean, look at that. That's wow. So now we're talking about, we got a pizza section. We have the frozen dinner section. We got a whole other section around family meals now, which is like 2 different rows. Okay. And remember, this company was non-existent in Target 2 years ago. And now we even have a breakfast area as well with plant-based bowls, with a plant-based sausage, the Huevos Rancheros bowl, which is honestly one of my favorite things that Tattooed Chef makes. Like, that is absolutely amazing. And here we are in this situation where it's like, this company has gone from being non-existent in Target stores to now they have all these displays. Like, is that anything other than extraordinary? And, oh, I forgot, there's a couple more products they have in the store as well. This cold brew dark chocolate smoothie bowl, which I actually really like. And they got the Hasi bowls, which I used to call acai bowls back in the day, right? Isn't that extraordinary, okay? And we're going to get into a whole lot more in this video. I want to share 3 specific things. But isn't that extraordinary? A company here that, based upon looking at the stock price, you think this company's done? They're devastated. It's horrible. And here they are getting into every retailer in the United States of America in a massive way. Here they are with the best, most well-run retailer out there in Target, giving them more and more shelf space. You think Target doesn't know what they're doing? Of course they know what they're doing. They're the most well-run retailer in the world, and especially in the United States of America. There's no one performing at the clip Target's performing at recently, right? And they continue to give more and more and more shelf space after this company was non-existent in Target 2 years ago. Like, just think about that for a moment, right? Isn't that extraordinary? This is what's going on in the real world right now. Not the little fake stock market world where it's like, oh, stocks trade all around. What's the Fed going to do? What's the Fed not going to do? I'll tell you what's going on in the real world. It's absolutely beautiful for Tattooed Chef, right? And you're seeing this across the board, okay? Them getting into more and more retailers, them getting more and more SKUs in retailers, and massive, massive expansion. And what I'm showing you is going on here in Target. That is coming to every retailer out there in the food game over the coming years, in my opinion, where all their stores are going to have several doors that Tattooed Chef occupies. Now, if you want to bet against that and you don't want to believe that's the realistic what's going to happen, then you're going against what is the truth and what is going on and what is being proved in the real world, okay? So, if you want to bet that that's not going to happen at Smith's and Kroger and Fry's and Albertsons and Safeway and all the other big retailers out there, if you want to bet that, you're going against what's going on in the real world. Flat out, you're going against that, right? This is what's going on in the real world. There's 3 core things I want to share with you now, okay? The first thing is this Warren Buffett quote: "The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect." And that reminds me of Tattooed Chef stock. When you're looking at the stock price and it's just going down and down and down, right? And what's going on with the business fundamentals are just getting better and better and better. This comes down to a temperament play, not an intellectual play. It's not like that at all, right? This just simply comes down to, do you have the guts to hold through a time period like this? And this goes for every stock out there. You got to go through that gut check time. And a lot of times the biggest gains you get in the stock market are when you have to go through this gut check time. And it's like, as they say, the path to easy street goes through the sewer, okay? As Mr. Madden used to say back in the day. I love that one. And it's so true. And I think about even my best gainer I ever had in my life. Man, did we have to go through the sewer. Mr. Good old Tesla Master, did we have to go through the sewer just to finally get it to easy street, right? Exactly what we had to do. And when it comes to a company like the Chef, they are executing on all cylinders. Everything's going phenomenal for the underlying business model. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, can you hold in a situation like that, buy, or do you get scared out based upon the stock price, okay? Second thing that comes to my mind is I put out a video, a Peter Lynch video, a classic, man, that Peter Lynch did, a few years ago, or actually a few years ago, like 25 years ago, okay? It was a long, long time ago. But I basically, did a reaction to this video where Peter Lynch is talking about stocks. And one of the most important things he talks about in that video is he talks about, how he used to go to Dunkin' Donuts back in the day, and Dunkin' Donuts stock would be down, big for the day or whatever, or for the week or for the month, or, the whole stock market would be down. And he would go to Dunkin' Donuts and he'd say, wow, look at all these customers here. Look at all these people spending money. And here the stock is just sold off, 10% or 20% or 30% or whatever, right? And here I am. This Dunkin' Donuts looks busy, and they go to the next Dunkin' Donuts, and that one looks busy, right? And you're just seeing, like, in the real world, things are good. Things are working out. Things are terrific. But in the stock market world, things are whatever, right? Because the stock market can get caught up into whatever's going on at the popular time, whether that's the Fed, whether that's general market vibes, whether that's the biggest of the big companies moving stocks around, tax loss harvesting. There's a million different things that can be going on in the market. But there's the truth, right? And the truth is what's going on with the company's underlying fundamentals, right? And so that's a second thing I want to bring out to you is when you see, like we do, in the private stock group, when we see these products get more and more relevant, the sell through, and then going to a store and being like, well, last week they had 30 of those items, and now they got 2 left on the shelf, right? Or now they got none. We're seeing all this play out in the real world, right? And so, yeah, it's very, very important to spend your time in the real world, not just a fictitious world, right? The third thing is, Warren Buffett, he said it best, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And that's exactly what I think about in a situation like this. And not just in regards to Tattooed Chef, but many various stocks along the way. You're going to go through these periods where the stock price is going to be dictated based upon wherever the market wants to treat that stock at that particular time, right? You have to go through that crap. But over time, whether we're talking about Tattooed Chef stock, TTCF, or any stock other than that in the market, over the long term, these companies will be valued appropriately based upon the net incomes they're doing over time and the revenues they're doing over time. That's where it will be valued. And so if Tattooed Chef is a company that does $100 million in net income, several $100 in net income, which I think they're going to over the next decade, as they go to that place, the valuation will increase over time. You're going to go through some vicious down cycles. You're going to go through some vicious markets. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that the revenue continues to go up. And the net income continues to go up over time. The profitability increases, gross margins gets more healthy, and the company's more well run. Everything else is going to be everything else. The stocks will get way overvalued at particular times, way undervalued at particular times. Drama, crashes, corrections, everything's going to be thrown at you. Okay? But at the end of the day, what's going on with the underlying business model is all that matters in the long term. And the rest is just a big game of cat and mouse, right? And let's just play around with stocks. At the end of the day, if I see a stock that's a great price, I buy that dang stock and I put it in there, right? And then someday we're going to sell it whenever we want to sell it, right? But at the end of the day, if I see a stock that's at a great price that I think is going to be a huge money maker for me, I'm going to buy the stock and then we'll see how it all plays out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, much love and have a great day.